Well, some sort of good news coming through. We may see marginal reductions in fuel prices beginning tomorrow, April 1. This is because crude oil price on the world market has dropped. Diesel price per metric ton has also dropped, and petrol price per metric ton has equally dropped. The same applies to LPG. However, the CDE depreciation has not stopped but slowed down significantly. So with BDCs getting some dollars from the central bank, we anticipate some reductions in fuel prices from tomorrow, April 1. And so we will be following up on this and surely update you in our subsequent bulletins. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching The Business News on Midday Live with me, Josh Quinn. Let's still do more news. One of the revenue measures announced by the Finance Minister, Kenneth Oriata, which could rake in so much for the country, is a tax exemption bill. Government has indicated its resolve to get the bill passed after many calls by civil society organizations. The bill seeks to streamline various tax exemptions that government grants companies to ensure that the country does not lose out too much. But there are so lots of questions on what it will mean for already existing exemption agreement and whether any significant gains will be made from passing the bill. My colleague Grace Hamwa-Ajiman has more in this report.
The last time the tax exemptions bill was laid in Parliament was 2021, following constant pressure from civil society groups and other interest groups for the need to get it passed. The bill, among other things, will plug revenue loopholes, including the estimated 5 billion cedis that government loses annually from these multinationals. But questions have come up on what the implications will be on already existing exemptions agreements.
I'm pretty sure government is aware of the risk. So I do not think that they will apply the law retroactively. If you did, then of course that will end you in court, and the risk of the payment of judgment debt and all that will arise. But I do not think, I haven't seen it yet in recent times, that laws passed today are being applied to contracts that were signed yesterday. That is not done. And I'm pretty sure our government and our lawyers, our Attorney General, are all aware of that.
For experts Dr. Steve Manteau, there are best practices elsewhere that Ghana can learn from if it intends to streamline the exemptions regime.
Tax exemptions are part of the budgeting of the country, and they treat it as an expenditure. So we call it tax expenditure. So you look at how much you gave away as potential taxes you could have collected and how much you got in return for those exemptions. And so if the return outweighs the expenditure, then of course it's a good decision you took. So it will be necessary and important to undertake such cost-benefit analysis before exemptions are granted.
The Finance Minister, in his latest address to announce some measures to reduce economic hardships in the country, mentioned that government was going to hasten the process in getting the bill passed. It is expected that action will follow these words and it will not turn out to be another talk show. Grace Hamwa-Ajiman, TV3 News, Accra.